Mother-in-law, why are you so inconsiderate? No matter how much effort I put in, you never thank me. As a matter of fact, you treat me like a stranger and treat me coldly. Jennifer, what on earth are you talking about? I don't understand what you mean. Don't play dumb with me. I heard it from my neighbors. You're talking badly about me, aren't you? They say that I'm a terrible wife and that I'm incompetent and uncaring. No, I'm not saying that. Who is saying that? All the women in the neighborhood. You are trying to make me look bad and your son look good, aren't you? You say it's like I tricked Darren into marrying me. Your marriage to Darren was of his own free will, wasn't it? I would never spread such false rumors. Please don't lie to me. Mother-in-law, when I came into the house, you felt like I wasn't part of your family. You didn't accept me at all. I only married your son, but you treat me as if I'm a villain who destroyed the family. I never thought that. I just thought it was important to have our personal space because we have our own lives. Personal space? That's your excuse for treating me like a stranger, isn't it? No matter how hard I try, you have no intention of accepting me. I can't believe you would treat your son's wife that way. Jennifer, we each have our own lives. I didn't think there was any need to force you to distance yourself from me. Please don't keep lying to me. I can't believe a word you say. My neighbors say that no matter how hard I try, my mother-in-law ignores me. They say you say I'm useless. I never once said that. I always feel so alone because you act like that. I left everything to come to this house as your daughter-in-law, and you've hurt me so much. Jennifer, I really don't mean to. Let's discuss it properly once to clear up the misunderstanding. Discuss? It's useless to say such a thing now. You have no idea how much you've hurt me, do you? I have already reached the end of my patience. Mother-in-law, I told you, didn't I? I thought we talked about this already in detail. You didn't understand me at all. Jennifer, you're suddenly messaging me. What are you talking about? I already gave up hope with you, mother-in-law. I'm sorry, I will cut you out from my life. Huh? I can't stand it any longer. I need to separate from you no matter what anyone says. Jennifer, what's wrong? I can't believe you're making such a fuss and saying this without any warning. I want a full explanation. You think I don't remember? Do you really believe that? I can't believe that after all that you did, you would act like that. Are you making fun of me? That excuse won't work. I'm sorry, but I really don't remember. If it was really my fault, I would have apologized properly. I'd like you to calm down and talk to me. You've been coming into my house without permission. Why would you do that? You act like it's your house. You have no respect for my privacy. Do you know how uncomfortable I feel every time you come into my house? Huh? There's no use in playing dumb. The leftover dishes I saved in the fridge have been eaten, and the beer I had chilled for the evening has been drunk without asking. I don't know when you made a duplicate key to my house, but this is proof that you've been coming in without permission during the day when I'm not at work. Well, I work during the day too. I'm also busy with work and housework. I don't doubt what you're saying, but it's impossible for me to come into your house during the day. I don't have the free time to do that. Can you please calm down a little? You're probably just a part-timer anyway. I can't believe someone like you works full-time. It's not that big of a job, is it? You think you're some kind of amazing career woman? You're really crazy. No, I'm a full-time employee. I have a solid full-time job. I work at the office from morning till night every day. I know you must look down on me. I do my best to juggle housework and work. But I'm pretty sure someone is coming in during the day. It is usually the mother-in-law who does this kind of thing. That doesn't mean you can accuse me without any proof. Even if it's usually the case, it doesn't mean I did it. No need to make excuses. I will never give in to bullying. I don't deserve to be called a bully. I can't believe you think I would go out of my way to bully you when you refuse to have normal interactions with me. Why would I go to such trouble? It's obvious that you're avoiding me, and I'm keeping my distance based on my understanding of the situation. How's that? I really doubt that. Well, I've already changed the locks on the house, so you can no longer use the duplicate key that you must have made without my permission. So now you'll never be able to get in, will you? Now I can feel safe and secure. I don't want my mother-in-law to ever interfere with our lives again. I'm making this a formal declaration that I'm cutting you out. From now on, we will live peacefully without you.
Mom, I'm sorry it took me a while. I got a call from Jennifer right away, but I haven't had a chance to do anything. She said something terrible to you, didn't she? I'm really sorry.
Darren, you don't have to worry about it too much. But I'm so surprised to hear from you so suddenly. I guess it's not surprising since we've never been that close. It's just...
Yeah, I know you're not doing it. But the thing with the leftovers running low and the chilled beer disappearing, that's actually happening. I'm almost positive that someone has been in the house.
It wasn't me.
I know. You're at work during the day in a department that specializes in inside work, right? Jennifer has completely ignored your alibi and made up her mind. But there's no way you can come over during the day.
If you know what you're doing, that's good enough for me. Thank you so much. With the physical distance between us and the fact that we won't be seeing each other for a while, we can avoid any more trouble.
Oh, I see. You're right.
I'm a bit flustered right now, so I'll have to think about the future when I have more time. Right now, I'm also a little busy with work and everyday stuff. I'll take my time to think about it later. There's no need to rush to a conclusion, so let's not be hasty.
Well, if that's okay with you, Mom.
Hello, Mother-in-law. I thought things were finally settled after I cut you off 2 months ago. You made a duplicate key without permission again. When did you? Jennifer, just when I thought you hadn't texted in a while, you come up with such crazy things again. I haven't heard from you in 2 months, and then suddenly you contact me and say something like that. I thought you had something important to tell me, but you're blaming me again, and to be honest, I'm really offended. You know what's funny? You're probably going to say again that you were at work during the day and didn't come into the house without permission. But I won't let you. It was you who stole my expensive watch, wasn't it? How can you be so sure? I don't understand how you can be so sure. Isn't that assumption unreasonable? Do you have any concrete evidence, or are you just making assumptions and accusing me? I have solid evidence to support my accusation. Evidence? I searched your house and found it. In my house? I also took pictures to prove it. That's funny. What is? I'm saying I found proof. Proof that my mother-in-law is a thief. And that's your reply? Isn't that strange? Don't tell me you think you can get away with it now. Well, no matter what you say, your guilt is confirmed. I will report this to Darren.
Jennifer, wait a minute. It's very disturbing that I'm being accused without knowing anything about it. I haven't done anything wrong. I need to talk to you. Where are you? If you can message me, will you reply? Huh? What's up, Mom? I'm on a business trip today. Jennifer started talking crazy again. Are you okay? I don't know how to deal with it. It's only causing problems between us. What's wrong with Jennifer? Did she say something to you again? She said that I stole her expensive watch. She went inside my house without permission, searched my house, and found the watch there, or something like that. Huh? What's that? I don't know what's going on over there. Do you have any idea what's going on? I'm having a hard time understanding the details. Can you tell me if you have any idea what's going on? Yeah. You do? Actually, I haven't told Jennifer where my mother is or what kind of work you're doing. Oh? Why? Well, I tried to tell her, you know? But as soon as I brought up the subject of my mother, she said, "You know that your mother and I have stopped speaking." She got so angry that I couldn't tell her. I had no idea that was the case. I had no idea you were in that situation. I'm sorry I didn't realize. Can I sort this one out? I'll look into it and try to clear up Jennifer's misunderstanding. This is my family's problem, and I think I should be the one to resolve it properly. I'll feel a lot more comfortable if you handle this calmly. If you need any help at all, just let me know. All right, just give me a minute. I'm glad you're helping.
Mother-in-law, you've been running around trying to avoid me ever since last week. I think it's time you gave up. I'm not a monster, you know. I've got my watch back, and I'm willing to forgive you under certain conditions.
Jennifer, are you still talking like that?
Because you're a thief? What do you think the conditions are for forgiving a thief? You must give up your house to me and Darren. And please move far away from us so we don't need to deal with you anymore.
What? I've been living abroad for a long time.
What? Abroad? You can't try and trick me.
I was called in to give technical guidance to the overseas branch of the company I work for. They suddenly put me in charge of a big project. So I'm going to be working in Australia for the next 3 years. I'm going to be focusing on my life in Australia for a while.
Huh? You're not in the US right now? Why didn't anyone tell me such an important thing? I can't believe it.
Yeah, I'm not in the US. It's been 2 months since I got the assignment, and I've been so busy that I haven't been able to go back home even once. Besides, that house has been only my home since 4 years ago when my husband passed away. Now it's been 2 months since I've been away from home, and I'm wondering why you let yourself into that house? What were you saying the other day? You thought I stole your expensive watch, so you came into my house to look for it, and you found it. You want me to explain what's going on, don't you? My uncle, who is also my landlord, takes care of my house when I'm away.
Landlord? What are you talking about? I can't believe it. Your house is a rental? I always thought it was owned by you. I had everything planned out. Why didn't you tell me?
In other words, you were under the mistaken impression that the house belonged to me, weren't you?
Yes. I've been keeping the house rented even though I'm not home. I didn't want to give up my familiar home, and also because it was difficult to manage the furniture while I was away. And because my uncle offered to halve the rent for the next 3 years until I returned. Oh, you and my uncle don't know each other at all, do you? So can you explain to me how you got access to the house? Can you explain that to me? I borrowed a duplicate key from Darren. The duplicate key he gave you was supposed to have been collected by my uncle for security reasons. What? Did you make another duplicate key without my permission while I was in Australia? Yes. I'll have to talk to my uncle and have him change the locks. Okay, mother-in-law. I'll let Darren deal with this. You can talk to him about the rest. Mother-in-law, I have an urgent request. Please convince Darren not to divorce me. I was too emotional the other day. I did a terrible thing to you. I will never treat you like a thief again, please. What? Wait a minute, Jennifer. I can't catch up if you suddenly tell me something like that. That was your own doing, wasn't it? Do you think such a thing is easily forgiven? I don't know. I don't understand the nerve of you to ask me, Darren's mother, for help. I heard you were cheating on him. You already know all that? Of course I do. I'm part of this family too. Your affair started 6 months ago. It started with the fact that you liked and wanted my house. At first, you were going to wait patiently, thinking it would eventually belong to my son, Darren. You started dreaming of making out with your cheating boyfriend in your favorite house, and wanted to get it as soon as possible, right? Well, because that house was the home of my dreams. Was this your plan to steal that home? For starters, you set it up that I was going over to you and Darren's house without permission. You made a fuss about the fact that you were out of leftover dishes and cold beer. You blamed it on me when in fact, you let your affair partner into your home to eat and drink. You know that too? I was still in America at the time. 2 months later, the second part of your plan? Making a fuss that your expensive watch was taken from your house and framing me as the culprit for the theft of it. You were going to tell me to give you the house in forgiveness. Because at this point you did not know that I was on overseas assignment and that I was renting. You screwed up. This is how it goes, right? Well, the plan is so sloppy that of course it didn't work. You don't have to say that. Besides, we know about the debt you're saddled with, don't we? I don't know what you've lost your mind about, but I can't believe you would try to carry out such a reckless plan. I don't know how much money trouble you're in. I just wish you'd stop pushing that problem on us. I'm desperate too. It's definitely my fault about the debt, but I couldn't help it. Actually, I had a problem with my boyfriend. And because of that, I'm being sued. On top of that, I had spent so much money on dates and gifts with him that by the time I realized it, the debt had just piled up. I was trapped. What? You want me to empathize? You cheated on your husband, and as a result, you got in trouble. Isn't it all your own fault? I'm not your mother, and you can't have my help. Well, let's just leave it at that, shall we? What? Darren is divorcing you, so you're a complete stranger to me. Whatever you do, it's none of my business anymore, so I have no obligation to get involved. Our relationship is already cut off, so don't depend on me. I hope you'll be grateful that we're even texting like this. Oh no, how am I going to convince him not to divorce? I asked you to do it. I need you to do it. I can't imagine divorcing Darren, and I really want to avoid it. Can you talk him out of a divorce? I can only rely on my mother-in-law. I don't remember taking on the job. I'm not your mother-in-law anymore. I have no obligation or responsibility. Don't try to involve me in your affairs for your own reasons. I'm not going to get involved with you anymore. Mother-in-law, why do you talk to me so coldly? Please help me. Don't contact me anymore. That's what I call being a responsible adult. Mother-in-law. After that, my son Darren and Jennifer's divorce became official. She cheated on him, went into debt, and even treated me like a thief. For cheating, he sued her for emotional damages. Darren had been aware of Jennifer's behavior for a long time and had been investigating. Jennifer's parents were also disgusted with her and stopped speaking to her. She was unable to return to her parents' home and was in need of a place to live. She was also unable to find a decent job, and her life became even more difficult as she was forced to repay her debts. The partner with whom she was having an affair had also given up on her, and she was left in a state of isolation. Whatever the situation may be, I hope that she can repay her debts. Since the drama was over, I have been able to relax and enjoy my life. I am leading a fulfilling life, devoting myself to my work every day. From now on, I would like to live a positive life while supporting my son Darren as well.
Scarlett, you got a minute? Hey, Benjamin. I just got off work. What's up? Yeah, I just submitted my resignation. What? You mean you quit your job again? Yeah. Wait a minute. That's the third time already. What on earth are you thinking? I can't believe you quit your job without talking to me first. You don't have to get so angry. I'm going through a lot, you know. That doesn't mean you can just quit your job on your own. I have my own problems too. But I'm putting up with all that to make a living for us. Why can't you do that too? It's not that I can't do it, but I was having a hard time dealing with politics at the company. I can't work in that kind of environment. You always blame others. Are you even trying? Are you really that good so that you can blame others? I did my best in my own way. In your own way. I don't think you're working hard until people recognize that. I'm trying as hard as I can. I'm sure you can do it if you put yourself into it. But if you quit your job too many times in a row, we won't be able to keep paying the bills. Even our savings is about to run out. I know. You don't have to tell me that. If you are aware of the situation, why would you quit your job? I'm sorry. Next time, I want you to get a job within 3 months. I won't be happy if you're unemployed for more than 6 months like last time. I understand. I'll find another job within 3 months. And this time, I'll work diligently and won't quit. Of course you will. We are living with your mother, so you need to start making money as quick as possible. I understand. I'll do as you say. I gotta go. I just arrived at the station. Hey, Scarlett, can you go do a little shopping for me? Hi, Jessica. How many times do I have to tell you? I work from home. I'm working right now. I can't go shopping. I heard a new cookie shop just opened in front of the station. They must have some good cookies there. Okay. They're having a special sale until today. So would you mind stepping out and go buy some for me? Jessica, do you understand what I'm saying? What? I'm working right now. If you want those cookies, you have to go buy yourself. Huh? Why are you being so cocky? What do you mean you're working? You're just watching YouTube or something on the computer, right? No, I'm not. You should have a decent job, you know. I'm working all day. I'm not even taking much break. I can't believe you don't even have time to go buy some cookies. Even a child can do that. There's nothing I can do, is there? I have a husband, which is your son, who can't keep a job and he goofs around playing PlayStation all day. Hey, I won't forgive you if you speak ill of Benjamin. But it's true, isn't it? He quit his job not once, but 3 times in a row. Playing games every day with a bag of chips. I have no choice but to work. I work to earn money to make a living for us. If you have a favor to ask your son, who is playing in his room. Well, what a way to talk about your husband. I'm so disgusted with you. It's one reason why you can't even have a child. I want a child someday, but I can't have a child with such little money. You need money to raise a child, you know. I can't raise a child like this when Benjamin keeps quitting his job. Oh my God, you just keep nagging all kinds of crap. You're really cheeky, you know that? If you have nothing else to say, can I go back to my work? Huh? I'm working right now. I have some work I need to finish today. Now, if you'll excuse me. Hey, what about those cookies? Scarlett, may I have a word with you? I'm working right now. It won't take long. I just want to apologize for always giving you such a hard time. You're sorry? I think I tend to take advantage of you since we're living together. Well, Benjamin said the same thing. He said because you're reliable, it made him feel easy to ask you to do many things. And then we both agreed that we should apologize to you. Please don't do that. I don't feel good about this. Instead, I can feel you're definitely up to something. That's not true. We are really sorry. It's hard to believe considering everything I've been through. You know, when people sincerely apologize for their action, you should accept it. What? Actually, I've got a little chunk of money coming in. Huh? Why? You didn't do anything illegal, did you? Don't be silly, but I'm not going to tell you where I'm getting it from. I'm kind of having a hard time to believe you. Don't say that. Anyway, Benjamin and I talked it over. We decided to go on a trip with you, since we kept causing you some trouble. Wait a minute. Benjamin is currently unemployed, so we don't have any money we can spare. I don't know why he agreed to it. He's thinking about you, don't you think? It really affected us financially the last time he quit his job, and we are just barely making ends meet, and our savings running out. If you have money to travel, could you please put it into the family budget? What? Benjamin and I planned this trip to make you happy. It's terrible to waste all that goodwill. I'm sorry about that, but our monthly budget is really tight. What are you talking about? We're just trying to relieve you of your hard work. I'm just trying to help you, so I think you should take our feelings into consideration. I don't know what to say. You must be stressed out working every day. We want you to be relieved of your work for a little while. If that's the case, I'd rather have the two of you work. That's impossible for me to do that all of a sudden, isn't it? Anyway, let's go on a cruise on a luxury cruise ship, which I had been dreaming of for so long. What? A luxury cruise ship? Jessica, that's too extravagant. We don't have that kind of money. I'll pay for the trip, so you don't have to worry about anything. Anyway, I want you to book a luxury cruise for 3 adults, okay? Me? Yes, I don't know much about the internet, you know. I'm busy with work, so please ask Benjamin, who has lots of free time. I can't do that. Why not? Well, you know, he's kind of spaced out, so I want to ask you to do it. You're more reliable than him, right? Well, I guess. So, please book us a luxury cruise. This is going to be a lot of fun. It's a trip with good food, drinks, games, and dancing. It's definitely going to be fun. Jessica, I need to ask you something. What? Are you sure you're paying for the trip? I don't have any money for a luxury cruise. Oh my God, yes I do. Don't worry. I have it all taken care of. A luxury cruise trip is a wonderful idea to bring the family closer together. I think this is a trip we need right now. Let's just, the 3 of us, enjoy it as much as we can. I understand. Hi, Jessica. Where are you? It's time to get off the ship, so please come back to the room. I can't find Benjamin. Is he with you? Hey, Scarlett. Are you still on the cruise ship? Well, I guess you want to stay there as long as you can. It's not every day you get on a luxury cruise ship. Benjamin and I already got off the ship. What? It was a great trip. We're going back home now, so please pay the rest of the $30,000 for the trip, since I paid for the highway and gas to the port. Jessica, that's not what you told me. You promised you would pay for the cruise, didn't you? Huh? What are you talking about? Did I promise that? I don't remember. Are you kidding? If you want, there's a record of the conversation on WhatsApp. And what's $30,000? I thought the cruise trip cost $20,000. Well, because it's a luxury cruise ship, there are many nice stores on board, remember? There are a lot of nice things in each store. I was enjoying shopping with Benjamin, and before I knew it, the total went up to $10,000. When did you two go shopping together? When? When you were enjoying the spa. Well, I guess we both had a wonderful time. A wonderful time? You know what? I wasn't into this trip from the beginning because I thought you would do something like this. But you enjoyed it too, didn't you? You don't have to say that now. I can't believe you and Benjamin. No matter how angry you are, you still have to pay for what we spent. You work so hard every day that you don't even have time to spend money, so paying that much should be a piece of cake, right? What are you talking about? The only reason I work is to earn money for a living. Yes. So let's get the bill together and take care of it. Benjamin and I will go home first. Hey, Jessica, you'll regret this. Hey, Scarlett, are you still not home yet? Maybe you're stranded because you don't have enough money? How dare you talk to me like that? What? Who do you think you're talking to? You're a pathetic woman deceived by me and my mother. Huh? Well, but thanks to you, I enjoyed a luxury cruise ship. And I could buy all the things I wanted, so I'll forgive you for what you just said. How can you say such a thing? You made me work all day and spend all my savings. How much do you think I've taken care of you guys? What do you mean taking care of us? I can't let you get away with that. I thought about asking my mom for a little money to help pay for the trip, but I decided not to. You're the one who's going to pay the $30,000 in one lump sum.
Okay, no problem at all.
What? Have you finally lost your mind?
You wish. I've been taking precautions to prevent something like this from happening.
What do you mean?
A man like you wouldn't understand even if I told you. Why don't you just keep on fooling around and playing your precious games? It's probably the best you can do right now.
What do you mean? Hey!
Hey, I heard you said something cheeky to my son. What the hell is going on? I told him the truth.
You did pay your bill, didn't you?
What are you talking about? I didn't pay anything because you promised to make the payment.
What are you talking about? I told you to book the trip, didn't I?
Yes, you did. I booked the trip in your name, just like you told me to.
What? In my name?
That's right. I had my suspicions from the beginning, so I booked it under your name.
Why did you do that?
Don't you know anything? The cost of the trip plus the cost of shopping is charged to the person who booked for the trip.
What? You mean they're going to charge me for everything?
That's right. You always ask me for some money to go shopping. Who would believe that you paid $20,000 for the cruise on a luxury cruise ship? Anyone would be suspicious, don't you think?
Let me get this straight. So I have to pay $30,000?
That's right. I'm glad I had the opportunity to go on a luxury cruise trip for free. Please take care of the payment.
Wait a minute. There's no way I can pay that much money.
Well, you promised to pay for it. There's a record of that on WhatsApp.
That was a figure of speech. I thought you would travel with me if I said that.
Yes, we went together, and now you're paying for it.
Wait a minute. I really don't have $30,000. Benjamin says he doesn't have a penny either.
But you have to pay what you spent, you know.
What happens if I don't pay?
It would be considered fraud or theft. You will be sent to jail, right? Because you didn't pay for what you spent.
Wait a minute. You are my daughter-in-law, right? If we can't pay, it's your responsibility to pay, isn't it? Now pay up. Benjamin is standing right beside me telling you to do it.
I'm sorry, but I just became a person who has nothing to do with you guys.
What are you talking about?
I'm a stranger to you people.
I don't understand. Stop yammering and hurry up and pay up.
Don't you understand? I just submitted the divorce papers to the city office, and the divorce was successfully finalized.
Huh? Don't be ridiculous. Are you saying you forged the divorce papers?
No, I didn't. I didn't forge them. It was filled in by Benjamin.
What? He says he didn't write any divorce papers.
Oh my goodness. I think he has forgotten about it.
What?
When he quit his job the last time, he promised to find another job within 3 months. If he couldn't keep that promise, I said I'd get a divorce. So he filled out the divorce papers himself and left them with me.
No way. That's the first time I've heard of such a thing. I didn't know that. Anyway, you should pay for the luxury cruise.
I would never do that. Everything is in your name. There will be no bill for me. And above all, I have nothing to do with you anymore.
Hey, Scarlett, you dirty rat. I can't believe you're using divorce papers at a time like this.
Which one of us is dirty? You quit your job without consulting me and stayed home all day playing games. And on top of that, you planned a $20,000 cruise on a luxury cruise ship. And then you want me to pay for your purchases. I'm truly disgusted.
You pay $30,000. That's what we planned for.
Huh?
A luxury trip without paying a penny yourself? Don't be ridiculous. Don't bother my mom. You pay. If you think this is bothering your mother, then you should get a job. If you two work together, I don't think it's an amount you can't pay. I'm telling you this because I can't do that. Now go get your marriage certificate. Once we're married again, you'll be responsible for the payments. Are you nuts? I can't talk to you. I finally divorced you. I can finally get away from you guys. I'm not going to marry you ever again. Huh? Then what are we supposed to do? I don't know. Why don't you just talk to your mother and decide? Well then, I'm no longer related to you anymore. Hey, Scarlett, I can't let you do something selfish. Which one of us did something selfish? Think about it. I'm not going to get involved in your selfishness anymore. Either you pay the $30,000 or you're going to jail. Choose whichever you like. I don't care what happens to you guys. Scarlett, don't say that. We were a family, weren't we? I really wanted to take care of you, you know. Huh? How dare you say that when you tried to make me pay $30,000? How long are you going to keep up with your nonsense? I'm telling the truth, so help me pay for it. We enjoyed a luxury cruise together, didn't we? No way. I was alone the whole time on the ship. Although I did enjoy myself. Then it's worth paying for. Let's pay it together. Please, enough already. I will not pay a penny and I will not return to that house. I'm a stranger from now on. Oh no, Scarlett, please. Please help us. I'll do whatever you say from now on. I refuse. Well, goodbye. Wait. After that, it seems that Jessica and Benjamin decided to pay $30,000. They are going to pay for the cruise and shopping. They had been living entirely on my own income, so they had no savings. So they had to ask their relatives to pay for it. Now Jessica and Benjamin have to pay back to their relatives. They were forced to move to an old, cheap apartment near their relative's house. They are forced to work part-time, day and night, under the supervision of the relatives. Benjamin tried to find a job, but he couldn't because he quit 3 times in a row. Even if I were on the company side, I would not hire an employee like him. He deserves it. I was awakened to the joy of traveling by the luxury trip, and I am working hard every day to save up for a trip. I would like to thank those bum people only for teaching me the joy of traveling. Kevin, are you still working? Call me as soon as possible. Sorry, Missy. I was working late. I just couldn't get away, so it took me a while to get back to you. What's wrong? Kevin, my mother suddenly collapsed. What? I rushed her to the hospital, but she's already unconscious. She's in critical condition. Kevin, what should I do? Wait a minute. Missy, calm down. Maybe she will recover, right? You have to stay strong. Yes, I know. It's going to take me a little longer, but I'll come to the hospital as soon as I'm done. Can you hang in there until then? Yeah, I'll just have to hang in there. My dad's with me, but he's too shocked to say anything. I'm sure he is. He must be even more shocked than you are. You just make sure you're there for your dad as well, okay? Okay. I want you to come as soon as possible. Okay. I'll finish as soon as I can. Kevin, about the schedule for my mother's funeral? I heard from your father. I heard it's going to be delayed due to some scheduling conflicts. Yeah, it sounds like there are many reservations, so it can't be helped. Maybe it means that you're supposed to talk to your mother a lot before the funeral.
Maybe so. I'm going to talk to my mom as much as I can until the wake.
I think that's good. We should make sure she doesn't get lonely.
Yeah.
So, since that means there is some time before the wake, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna go finish up some work I left behind.
What? At a time like this? You have work left to do?
Yeah, well, that day, I couldn't seem to finish, so I just threw it all away and went to the hospital.
But since it's your mother-in-law, aren't you supposed to be on bereavement leave? Can't you get a support during this kind of occasion? Can't you ask someone else to do it?
Well, I suppose I can if I ask someone. I'm just worried because I haven't been able to explain about the job to anyone. That's why I'm going to stay up all night tonight to finish it up.
All night?
I mean, you can't leave your work for a wake or a funeral, can you? That's why I want to get it done before the wake.
Okay. I'm sorry you're going through such a hard time.
Don't worry about me. I want to see your mother off properly. I'll make sure it's done by tomorrow. I'm sorry I can't do anything for you until then.
No, I'm almost done. We're just waiting for the wake. Don't worry, my father's here and my relatives are too. But I don't think you're sleeping much, so please take care of yourself.
Okay, thanks.
Hey! It's been a while. I'm Brittany. I wonder if you remember me? Brittany? We were in junior high school together. Oh yes, you remember me. I'm so happy. What's going on all of a sudden? What's the occasion? What's the occasion? Can't I drop you a text message if I don't have anything special? I just wanted to know how you were doing these days. No, it's not that. I'm really busy right now. I don't have time to text. I'll text you when I get settled. Oh, that's cold. Don't be like that. Just tell me. Who do you think I'm with right now? I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm really busy. I'll get back to you later. I know your husband. It's Kevin, right? Yes, but why? Because he's the one I'm with right now. That can't be. He's working on an urgent job at the office right now. He's been working all night. What? You don't believe me? Then let me send you a picture I just took. Well, we're on a spa trip today. We're talking about getting married soon. Marriage? You know he's married, right? I know that. That's why I want you to divorce him. That's why I'm texting you now. Huh? What do you mean? Don't you think a woman like you is a waste to Kevin, who works for a well-known company? What do you mean? Your parents were at the bottom of the pile, and you yourself didn't get a great job. So to marry Kevin, who works for a famous company, is just too brazen for you. My parents are both bank executives. We have a perfect family history, and there's nothing to be ashamed of by marrying him. What do you mean ashamed? Besides, my parents aren't at the bottom of the pile. I won't allow you to talk like that. But you know what? That's what Kevin said too. What? Your family is poor, so you were blinded by his profession and allowed you to marry him. Well, he thought it would be convenient because he would have the upper hand, and he could treat you like a housekeeper. That's why he married you. That's terrible. Did he really say that? There's no reason for me to lie, is there? It's a lie. You made that up, didn't you? If you think I'm lying, I'll send you proof. I have a record of text messages with him. No, thank you. Now is not the time for this. I see. Then you can wait a little bit. In the meantime, I'll send you more and more pictures of evidence. We're not in any financial trouble at our house, so you can ask me for alimony or whatever you want. And you and Kevin will be divorced in a few days.
Missy, is everything okay? I got all my work done. I'm sorry I couldn't be there for you when you were going through a tough time. But now, I can see your mother off in peace.
Is that so?
Missy, are you mad at me? Because I snuck out of the ceremony to finish the work?
No.
No? Did something happen?
Something did happen.
What?
There's still time before the wake. You sneaking out doesn't change anything.
Well, anyway, I'm heading there in a little while. I'm starving after all this work, so I'll get some fast food and I'm on my way.
It won't make any difference whether you're here or not.
What?
Nothing.
Okay, I'll be there in a few. Hey, Missy, what do you mean we are getting divorced during your mother's funeral?
It's exactly how it sounds.
Why would we get divorced in the middle of a funeral? What did I do? You embarrassed me in front of everyone.
You know that better than anyone. Take responsibility for your own actions.
What are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about.
How brazen are you? Why don't you ask her?
What? Ask who? What are you talking about?
Brittany. You know her, don't you?
How did you know her?
The day you said you had to stay up all night for work and left the ceremony, she politely sent me a text message.
What message?
She said you were going on a spa trip with her, saying you were going to work.
How did she?
She told me all about it, and she sent pictures of you two having fun.
What?
How could you go on a spa trip when your wife's mother passed away? It's no wonder to get a divorce.
Well, she insisted on going. She was too insistent.
Besides, you said my parents are on the bottom and I don't have a good job. And I married you because you thought you could use me as a housekeeper in the future.
What? How did you know?
Of course. Brittany told me. Why would I stay married to someone like you? My mother wouldn't be happy either.
Where's the picture evidence?
Huh? You and Brittany were talking about that on WhatsApp, right? I received dozens of your conversations.
Huh? What the heck is that? That could be a fake picture, don't you think? Divorce during a funeral when the facts aren't so clear? That's inappropriate, don't you think?
Inappropriate? Who do you think you are? You went on a spa trip with your cheating girlfriend right after my mother passed away. I'm so dumbfounded, I don't even have a word for it.
That's...
Besides, I have to inform my mother about my divorce. It was my father who told me to do it during the funeral.
Huh? Your father knows about this?
Yes, my father actually met Brittany.
Yeah? Why is that?
I kept getting text messages from her asking me to divorce you, but I was too busy during the wake and the funeral, so I let it slide. Then she said she couldn't reach you either. She came up to the entrance of the ceremony this morning.
You're kidding, right? Why didn't you tell me?
If I told you, it would have been even more disaster. My father saw the look on her face when she turned bloodthirsty, and he knew.
What?
My father is usually quiet, but he has a good instinct for that kind of thing. So he called me instead of you, and the three of us talked it over. She confessed everything.
No way.
Of course, my father was furious. Why wouldn't he? Because right after his own wife passed away, his son-in-law went on a spa trip with his unfaithful girlfriend.
Seriously?
So my father told about your affair in front of all the relatives.
What? Are you saying that all the relatives knew about it?
Yes, they do. So before you were humiliated, the relatives already knew about it.
So, that's why I felt everyone's suspicious gaze. Oh my God.
And then my father said he had to report it to my mother too. So we decided to get a divorce during the funeral. And my mother would have to witness the whole divorce process.
Oh no. So, when did you get the divorce papers? Your information was already filled out. Have you been planning to do that for a while?
Yeah, the divorce papers? Brittany brought them to me when she came over. She was in such a hurry to get us divorced. Well, I'm glad she saved me some time.
You know, all that extra work, but I'm pretty sure I didn't tell her that your mother passed away. How did she know about this place?
She said she called your office.
What? My office? Why?
Because she couldn't reach you. Maybe she thought she could talk to you if she called the company.
Huh?
She even got the location of the funeral home. I bet that's all over the news at your company by now.
No way. If the company finds out about this, I won't be able to go to work, will I?
I don't care what they say about you. It's your own fault, isn't it? She's always been a lady. She never tried to do anything for herself because her family is rich. She was always using someone else to get things done. I guess that didn't change when she grew up.
What?
They say she never worked a day in her life after college.
Is that true?
You didn't know that?
Well, I guess she never told me she had a job, but...
That's why she doesn't have common sense at all. I think she called your company to say whatever she wanted to say, or ask whatever she wanted to ask.
Oh no. I think we're done.
I have nothing to do with what happened with Brittany. Anyway, please fill in your name on the divorce papers right away and submit them to the city office. I'll file a claim for alimony through my lawyer later.
Oh no.
I won't relent because my father and all my relatives have told me to be thorough. Missy, may I have a word? Yes, what is it? Listen, about the alimony, can we agree that it's not going to happen this time? There's no way I'd do that. You were repeatedly unfaithful to other people's husband, and you even politely demanded a divorce and sent me proof of it. I'm so grateful that the date matches perfectly. Oh, was it? I had just lost my mother. Have you ever thought about how people feel? Well, I didn't know that your mother had passed away, so you can't blame me for that. But it doesn't change the fact that you were repeatedly unfaithful to other people's husband. The dates show that it's been almost 2 years. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I won't do anything like that anymore. How can I forgive you? The reason I decided to divorce Kevin was because of the pictures of evidence you sent me. Your parents told you they wouldn't pay alimony, didn't they? I know. Huh? How do you know that? Your parents are very sensible. I explained the situation to them, and they said they were sorry. They apologized over and over again. They said they would make sure you understood the gravity of the situation, and they'll make you work and pay the alimony. Oh no! That's why I'm asking for no alimony. I can't work and pay my own way. I've never even been on a job. Your parents regretted so much. What? They said it was their fault that things turned out this way. That's not possible. This is not the time to say that you can't do it. You destroyed my family. You have to work because you're obligated to pay alimony. You should at least take responsibility for what you did. Hey, Missy, please. You've been my friend since middle school, right? Do something about it in light of our old friendship. I can't, and I've never considered you as my friend. What? Your parents are poor because they're on the bottom. You'll never have a good life. You used to make fun of me in front of my other friends, remember? That was a long time ago. It was a youthful indiscretion. Don't be ridiculous. You had the same talk with Kevin, didn't you? That's also what he said. I will never forgive you or Kevin. I will make sure that you pay the alimony. Bye. Oh wait, Missy!
Missy, please, would you reconsider divorcing me?
Huh? What are you talking about now? Didn't you already file the divorce papers? It's too late.
As long as you're willing to get married again, we can file the marriage papers. Then we can go back to the way we were. I think this time we can be a true married couple.
Huh? Who do you think you are? You're truly disgusting. I'm not going to live with you.
Why not?
You can't live with someone who was on a spa trip with his unfaithful lover when his wife's mother just passed away. Besides, you made fun of my parents, didn't you? And me, of course.
What are you talking about? I didn't make fun of...
Don't be silly. Brittany told me everything. You said my parents are on the bottom and I don't have a good job, and I could be treated like a housekeeper in the future. She said that's what you told her.
That's not... I didn't say that. That's what she said on her own. She's delusional. Missy, you have to believe me.
I'll tell you something. My parents were never bottom feeders. You thought so because my father and mother ran a small restaurant.
No.
That's the main restaurant. My father is the owner of 5 other restaurants.
Owner?
You've never listened to a word I said, have you? You're unbelievable. My parents are people who love to work. They worked at the restaurant on a regular basis because it wasn't in their nature to just be the boss. They said they could learn a lot by interacting directly with customers.
I didn't realize that.
So I went to college to study food and nutrition to help my parents. I was going to be a nutritionist and help my parents in the future.
Is that true? So you're going to take over the restaurant eventually?
I haven't thought that far ahead since my father is still working. Now that my mother is gone, I'll have to seriously think about it.
Missy, actually, I quit my job. The whole company heard that I got divorced because of what happened with Brittany. My boss blamed me for having an affair before my wife's funeral. I was so isolated that I decided to leave the company on my own.
Is that so? Well, I guess that's to be expected. I guess it was for the best because a well-known and prestigious company wouldn't want such a dishonest employee.
That's why I'm unemployed now.
So?
I'm going to have trouble to make a living. I asked my parents for help, but they kicked me out because of what happened.
And your parents attended my mother's funeral. Well, I guess it's only natural. They apologized with tears in their eyes and left. I can't forget the look on their faces. I'm so sorry.
If that's how you feel, then you and I will start over again. I think we will make the best couple this time.
How selfish can you be? People's feelings aren't that simple. It's disgusting that you can't see that even after all this, you still don't understand. In the end, you only think about yourself. Who would start over with someone like you? Don't play with me.
Missy, don't be so cold. We've lived together as husband and wife, right?
That's right, and you betrayed me.
I'm sorry. I apologize for everything I've done, so please forgive me.
If you feel like apologizing, Then don't say no more and get away from me.
Huh?
I don't even want to look at you. I don't even want to hear your voice. Don't ever appear in front of me again. I'll talk to my lawyer about my future.
Oh no, Missy. Don't talk so cold to me. What am I supposed to do now?
After that, I filed a formal complaint for alimony against Kevin and Brittany. Brittany's parents threw her out of the house, and she was forced to work. However, she kept getting fired because she was useless everywhere she went. She started working at night to earn money. Kevin's parents paid the alimony in one lump sum. I have nothing to do with this, but I would like him to repay his parents on his own. He received cold stares from the company's employees. He developed a phobia of humans due to the constant whispering and gossiping. He is now living quietly in a shabby apartment while holding down a day job. How they live is no longer my concern. I feel that my mother may have sanctioned them. I went back to my parents' house to help my father with his business. We are now discussing the opening of a new restaurant. I don't have time to be sad. I am busy with my daily life.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and leave us a comment down below. It means a lot to us. See you next time!
Rebecca? Are you home already? Rebecca? Shut up already! I'm not home yet because I'm still with my friends. I asked you to take care of the house today because I'll be home late preparing for tomorrow. Besides, haven't you been out too much lately? I'm a college student now, so what I do is my business. I don't need a failure like you to tell me what to do. I'm seriously embarrassed that you only completed junior high school and work at a cheap diner. But I'm still your mother. I raised you by myself. I didn't even have time to choose a job I like. I had to work somehow. I had to earn money. Yes. I've heard a lot about your struggles. But I don't know a single kid other than me who has a mother with only a middle school education. And I never hear about one that works in a diner. I'm seriously embarrassed by your existence. Rebecca, I don't judge people by their education or their profession. Everyone has their own life story to tell. Everyone lives with different circumstances. You're just trying to make excuses. Anyway, it's really embarrassing that my mother only completed middle school and is an idiot. I don't even consider you my mother. Rebecca. I studied hard and got into Harvard. I didn't take it easy. I studied hard. I'm good at what I do, aren't I? Don't make it sound like you're the only one who had a hard time. Well, that's true, but... Oh, you're really pissing me off. I don't want to see your face. I want to cut the ties between you and me. I'm not coming home for a while. You're not coming back. Where are you going? You can't stay at your friend's house. You'll get in trouble. You should come home.
Nancy, how are you?
Dad? Yeah, I'm okay.
What's wrong? Something happened?
Why?
Well, I thought it's unusual for you to send me a short reply. You always send me long messages about the most recent things that happened.
I guess you really know me, huh? Rebecca has been really rude to me recently.
About what?
She said she's ashamed that I'm her mother. She even wants to stop our relationship. She says she studied hard and got into Harvard, and she's ashamed that her mother is only a middle school graduate with a low-paying job.
Rebecca said that? How can she think your job is bad?
Yes, but Did I make a mistake in raising that girl? I don't know. I'm not so sure anymore.
You have nothing to be ashamed of. You've done more than anyone else to raise your child. I've seen it from your side, and I know you better than anyone else.
But Rebecca doesn't seem to think so. I was shocked. My own daughter wants to disown me. Was it wrong for me to raise a child on my own?
No, that's not true. You certainly had to work your way through middle school. Not because you couldn't study, not because you didn't want to go to school. It was for me. You sacrificed yourself for me. There's nothing to be ashamed of.
Dad.
Rebecca's being really awful. I'll talk to her. You don't have to worry about it anymore.
Thanks, Dad. Just talking to you made me feel better. Hey, I just got a call from Grandpa. What the hell do you think you're doing? You know I love Grandpa. How dare you say something so unnecessary? What do you mean by unnecessary? I was just asking him to help me with a problem. Problem? You're a middle school graduate. What can you do? Were you asking him what you can do to escape from your sad life? Rebecca, I've worked my ass off to raise you. I don't consider myself to have a sad life. But hey, you're still only a middle school graduate, right? I've told you many times, there are no such mothers among Harvard parents. That's... Everyone has their own circumstances, right? Huh? The reason why you couldn't study? Don't make me laugh. Why couldn't you? What? Why is it that Grandpa graduated from college? He graduated from college and even runs a company. But you are only a middle school graduate. I have a lot of respect for my grandpa, but you are different. You're still working at a crappy diner at your age. Oh, how embarrassing. Is your education so important? Is your occupation that important? You can't judge a person by that. There are many more important things. There it is. Huh? You're so quick to defend having a low education and a crappy job. You're trying to justify yourself, aren't you? Justify? I'm not going to admit that I'm a daughter to a shameful woman like you. I would never admit my mother is such an embarrassment. It's awful. You hate me so much. Okay, I get it. I don't want to think of you as my mother. I don't want a mother like you. Yeah, I'm not your real mother, so I don't care if you feel that way. What? What are you talking about? I took you in as a newborn. I took you in when you were a baby and raised you with my own hands. You and I are not related by blood. Huh? That's a stupid lie, just because I made fun of you for only graduating from junior high school. You think you're going to punish me, don't you? Don't try to fool me with some random made-up story. Well, if you don't believe me, that's fine. I told you the truth. Hey, what the hell is going on? You were acting weird, so I went to the authorities and checked. You and I were never related. I told you so, didn't I? I didn't lie. Then who the hell am I? I thought you were my mother, and my father died in an accident. That's because you were little. I just made up a story that made sense to a kid. Oh, really? That means I don't have your genes after all. That's why I was the only smart one. That makes sense. You're such a... I don't know how you turned out like that. I must have raised you wrong. No, that's not it. I must have good blood from my parents. That's why I'm so successful, unlike you. Are you serious? Of course I am. I'm not like you. I think it's time for me to say something about that. What? Don't be such a bother. I know your mother, the mother who gave birth to you. She was a middle school graduate who worked at a diner. Really? A diner? She was a very good-natured girl. Unfortunately, she was dependent on men. After work, she would hang out with a bunch of random guys. Then she had a child with an unknown father. And while she was struggling figuring that out, her belly got bigger and bigger, and she had to have the baby. No kidding. She was spending most of her income on her boyfriend, so she didn't have any money to pay for the baby. I took over for her. She and I worked together and we were friends. I told her I would help her raise the baby, but one day, when I came to work, she left the child at the diner and ran away. What? I just couldn't leave her at an institution. I decided to raise her by myself. That's me? Is it true? It's true. Oh, my God. That's the worst. Does that mean that the mother who gave birth to me is trash? And the mother who raised me is also trash? And on top of that, I don't even know who my father is. Seriously, that sucks. Does that mean I had nothing but trashy women in my life? Trashy women? Because you both worked in a low-paying job at a crappy diner, right? Oh, that sucks. How can you be such a... Can you just stay out of my life? I don't know what I got into Harvard for. The only person I need is Grandpa. I hope it works out the way you want it to. What do you mean? Life. Things don't always work out the way you want them to. But it's the figuring out how to get through it that's the real fun. Seriously, you're so annoying. Grandpa?
Oh, Rebecca, what's wrong?
Hey, my mom abandoned me. She said she won't even pay my tuition anymore and kicked me out of the house. You'll take care of me, right?
Nancy abandoned you?
Yes, she did.
How can that be? She took parenting more seriously than anyone else. She'd protect you even at the cost of her own life. There's no way Nancy would abandon you like that.
But it's true. She told me to leave because I'm not her real daughter.
Rebecca, she's not the kind of person who would say such a thing. You can't lie to me, okay?
What? So you believe her?
Of course I do. Nancy insisted on taking you in and raising you herself. Me and Grandma were against taking you in.
What? Grandpa, that's terrible.
But it's the truth.
Grandpa, how can you say that? Aren't you ashamed that your daughter is only a middle school graduate working in a diner all her life?
I'm proud of my daughter.
Why would you be? You graduated from college and run your own company, and your daughter is only a middle school graduate.
Rebecca, that's enough.
What?
Have you ever thought about why Nancy got a job straight out of middle school?
Because she couldn't study, right? Because she was failing, right? That's why she's still working at a diner. I was embarrassed the whole time, you know?
Nancy was a very high achiever. In middle school, she was always first in her grade.
You're kidding, right?
If she had continued on to higher education, she would have even been admitted to Harvard.
Huh?
But the bubble burst in the fall of her junior year. My company was on the verge of bankruptcy because of it. As a business owner, I had to protect my employees. I was thinking of just going bankrupt and giving them the money for insurance. That's when Nancy came to my rescue.
What?
She said she'd work as long as she could. She said she didn't want the company that was her father's pride and joy to go bankrupt. Our family lived in poverty, but Nancy kept the company afloat by working. Nancy gave up her education and started working after graduating from junior high school for me. I was so moved by her courage that I was ashamed of myself.
Oh, is that so?
Thanks to Nancy, I was able to work hard as well. Then, the economy gradually recovered and I was able to save this company. My company couldn't have come this far without Nancy. It's my fault that Nancy didn't go on to high school. I will not allow anyone to mock my courageous daughter, even you.
But I didn't know that. No one told me. You should have told me by now instead of keeping it to yourself.
But you didn't listen, did you? And I can't tolerate people who look down on people because of their education or occupation. I heard you've said many terrible things about Nancy. I can't help someone who acts so awful to such a wonderful woman.
What do you mean? What about me?
I mean, I won't take care of you. I won't even help you pay for school. If you want to graduate from Harvard, you're going to have to graduate on your own.
Huh? Are you kidding me? I'm still a student. How can I possibly pay for tuition?
Think about how you can pay for it.
Huh?
You just keep taking money from Nancy. You've been going out every night, haven't you? Nancy works so hard on her own. I'm not going to help someone who doesn't even know that.
Huh? Wait a minute, Grandpa. I'm a student. There's no way I have that kind of money.
Why don't you save up some money? If you don't have enough money, why don't you get a part-time job or something? It's your responsibility to figure out how to do it. Money doesn't come from nowhere, you know?
Then what about my study time? I'm still a student. I'm still studying. Studying is my main job.
Well, even if you don't finish college, your life can be whatever you want it to be with your own efforts. If you can't pay for school, then you have to go out and work. People aren't just about their education or occupation. It's about how you deal with yourself and how you treat others. Depending on that, you can make your own future.
I'm not ruining my chances of getting through Harvard.
You got into Harvard because of your mother's support, right? She's been working so hard to raise you since you were a little girl. What could you possibly learn at Harvard if you didn't seem to understand that in the first place? I have a feeling that what you need to learn is much, much further back than that. Don't you?
Huh? How dare you say that? When I worked so hard to get into the school too. Can't you help me, Grandpa?
I no longer consider you my grandchild. I won't help you anymore. You can try to live your life as you like.
Grandpa? Hey, I haven't received my tuition money. There's no way I can pay for school, so you'll have to pay it. You're my mother, aren't you?
I'm not your mother. We don't have a relationship.
But you're the one who raised me all this time, aren't you? Don't you owe me support?
I have raised you as if you were my own daughter.
Then pay my tuition.
I loved you more than anyone. I would have done anything for you. That's why I worked so hard, kept working at the diner all this time.
Well, then, what's the problem?
But I guess I was wrong in the way I gave you my affection.
Huh?
You don't understand people's feelings or hardships. You grew up judging people based on their education and occupation.
Of course I did. I got into Harvard, so I'm not going to just throw that away. I need tuition money for that. You should pay it.
Because I love you so much, I'm going to give you up. I want you to learn how to be a real human being. I want you to know that there are more important things than your education and occupation.
What are you talking about?
So I have decided not to fund you at all in the future. I will not pay your tuition either. If you still want to go to college, you'll have to handle it yourself.
What? There's no way I can do that. That's why I called you. Because of you, even Grandpa gave up on me.
So, then you'll have to do it on your own because there's no one to help you. You'll learn how hard it is to live and make a living. I want you to experience it firsthand.
Isn't that irresponsible of you?
No, you're a grown-up, an adult who has already passed the age of 20. You should be able to think about yourself and what you need to do. So I've decided to stop helping you.
Oh no! You're saying the parent who raised me is abandoning me too?
It's not abandonment. Like I said, you're over 20 years old now, so I guess you're graduating?
You're joking, right? How am I supposed to go to college?
That's what you have to figure out for yourself. First of all, think about what kind of way is there. I'm sure you can do it. I know you can do it because that's how I've lived my life.
I'm not some high school dropout. Shut up and pay my college tuition.
Oh, by the way, I'll say this to my credit. I work at a diner, but I'm also a business owner.
Huh?
Thanks to years of hard work, I was given full control of the store. One day, the old boss decided to let me take the place over.
No way!
I had no idea how to run a business, and I had a hard time at first. But I learned a lot from your grandfather, and as time passed, we drew in more business. Now, I own 5 restaurants. You don't have to graduate from college to make a living. What's important is to be humble and ambitious. That's what I want you to learn.
I don't care what you say. I'm still going to be a college graduate.
That doesn't matter. I've been learning since I finished middle school. You have to learn things on your own.
Oh, Mom, I'm sorry. I apologize. So please pay my tuition. Please let me go to college.
If you want to go to college, go on your own. I've decided not to support you in any way from now on. There's nothing more you can say to me. I will cut off all ties with you, whatever the outcome.
What? If you do that, I won't be able to live.
If that's what you think, then you'd better act now. You've been accepted to Harvard, so get your head out of your ass and think about it.
Mom, please, forgive me. I'm sorry for everything I've done. I'm sorry for all the things I've said. I just want to finish college.
Don't make me say it again. I've already made up my mind. Well then, I wish you the best of luck in graduating from Harvard.
Oh no, Mother!
After that, Rebecca was living in a shared house with her friends. But she couldn't pay the rent, so she was kicked out. She started to work part-time to pay her tuition fees. But because she insisted on her own opinions, she was fired at every job she took, and none of them lasted. Finally, she had to drop out of school because she could not afford the tuition fees. It is a shame because it was undeniably her own hard work that allowed her to be accepted in the first place. It's a shame, but I guess that's the life Rebecca chose. She is now doing temp work to earn some money and moving from one friend's house to another. I can only hope that she will find her own path. I have decided to move in with my father, which I have been thinking about for a long time. We talk about work every day at home. I will continue to cherish my father who is grateful to me.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and leave us a comment down below. It means a lot to us. See you next time!